my name is NURUN, NAJMINA, NAJWA, BINTI, ANUAR. I'm from AC1101D, UED102 Reflection, Pahang. So for today's video, I want to share my experience of enrolling this study skills course. There are a few things that I learned. First of all is learning style. There are 3 learning styles: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So for visual, students are used to study with charts or graph, illustration, PowerPoint, videos, and pictures. They will be easy to understand when they create charts or create visual image to connect the information to acronyms and acrostics. Second is auditory. So for the auditory students, they love to read difficult passage out loud and love to explain the information out loud so that they can hear and understand what they read. So they love to do oral presentation, group discussion, and podcast. All of these methods makes them more understandable and easier to remember. Last but not least is kinesthetic. They use walking meetings, hands-on activity, role-playing, and note-taking. So I'm done explaining the learning style. So now I want to share my learning style, which is visual. Yes, I do prefer to study with charts or graph. It makes me more understand and easy to remember all the information. So sometimes I love to create a visual image so that I can clearly see what I learned at the moment. So this learning styles is really important because it will help you to improve your performance. Next is goal setting. Goal is a dream, attainable, measurable, has a time limit, and within your control and in writing. So the goal is really important in university life because they help you to motivate to do work, attend classes, and study for exams. Also, you will know what the purpose of your life. Having goals in our life will actually improve our academic performance in university by learning to set goals that can motivate you to do well and that increase your chance for success. This will benefit you in the future because you know what you are doing, and of course, you will focus more on things that you love the most. This will create a better improvement in your skills. So when you're setting your goals, you must have these characteristics. First is self-chosen. Second is moderately challenging. Third is realistic. Fourth is measurable. 5 is specific. 6 is finite and positive. So as a student, you must know your goal and think of a goal as your final destination. If you don't know what your final destination is, there is no way to plan on how to get there. Third is time management. Time management is the ability to use one's time effectively or productively, especially at work. So for this topic, I learned how to manage my time wisely. So first, to-do list. I need to list down all the activities or works that I have so that I know how much works that I have to finish. So it clearly help you from procrastination. So second, you must know the submission date for your assignment or assessment, so it will help you for manage your time better. Managing your time is really important because you can be organized and finish your work on time, and also to reduce stress. Here are the time management tips. Plan your rewards after unpleasant tasks. Do the hardest tasks first. Learn to always say no whenever you want to do something else, instead finish your work. When you are unsure, remember you are not will always be 100% sure. And last, do one thing at a time. Next, I learned how to taking notes. Note taking is writing down the ideas from lectures and reading in our own words. There are a few advantages from note taking. First, to record and save the information. Second, to understand better the main concept. Third is improve your active listening. Benefits of note taking. First, it will keep me alert in the class, so it will help me to avoid from any distraction. Second, engage my mind. So when I listen carefully, I will deciding on what to include in a note taking that keep my mind actively involved in what I hear. Last is emphasize and organize information. As I take note, I will decide on and highlight the key points that I hear, and I will identify the structure of a class presentation. Next is academic integrity, which is plagiarism. So I think every student knows that plagiarism is wrong. So if we want to get a good mark, we have to do all the works on our own. So if you're wondering what is plagiarism is the act of using someone else's ideas, words, or thoughts without giving credit to the other person. So I got to know how to avoid plagiarism. First, write effective notes using my own words. Second, I read the notes multiple times to make sure my notes are good. Third, consult my lecturer. Fourth, cite correctly using a reference page and plagiarism checker. So plagiarism really need to be focused on, because if students involved in plagiarism in their works, the marks will be deducted. So your performance also will reduce. Last is memory, learning, and concentration. So from this topic, I learned how to improve my concentration while I'm studying. First, find study partner. Second, find any effective study method. Third, remove distractions, especially your phone. Take notes, reward yourself. And last is find a quiet learning environment to focus on. The memory strategies that I learned from this topic. First, break reading material down for some period of time. For example, 2 chapters per day, not all the chapters in a day before the exam. Second, rehearsal, which is repeat the information many times. For example, when you want to remember the number telephone, you must repeat it 10 times. Third is elaboration strategies, which is association. For example, associate or connect each word or event with a person, place, thing, or situation. Or you can use acronyms, acrostics, and imagery, and so on. So the memory strategies really give me an improvement in my study skills. So now I know how to study the best. So that's all from me. Thank you.